to the Kennebunkport Planning Board meeting for August 4th. This is our first and maybe only for a while live meeting. There was a major agenda change, which is why there are so few people here, which the Ocean Woods asked to have theirs moved so that we would not have a whole crowd of people in here to the Delta variant around. Planning board meeting. So we're just going to have one presentation and two findings for a while live meeting. There was a major agenda change, why there are so few people here. Let's do the attendance. Ocean Woods asked to have theirs. So we have George, Larry, Nina, crowd of people in here. George, and Scott and Warren are here. And so we're just going to have one. That's the attendance. There are two sets of minutes because we've just gotten them in the last minutes. So we have the minutes. Agenda change dates, the last two meetings of the planning board. Let's do the attendance. Okay, so Larry, vote on the 7th, I think the crowd of people is finished.
So I need to accept the minutes from the 7th.
I'll second that.
Okay, so I'm going to take, ask for a vote. This is cool, we don't have to do this. Anyway, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, now, the approval of minutes for the 21st. I'll take another motion.
I move to accept the minutes.
Okay, and all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so I'm going to take, and anyway, all in favor over here.
What?
Now,
Take your name tag.
you can move your name tag, you're not John.
Say anything.
Anyway. Okay, why don't we just jump right into, anyway, item 3, Ocean Woods is off the agenda. So why don't we jump right into item number 4, 201 Mountain Hotel Corporation.
We haven't done the findings of that.
What?
Okay. Take your name tag. Take your name tag.
Well, although it's like the John Republic around probably. Anyway.
So Tom, you said, Tom, you said presentation,
Okay,
but
why don't we just.
this is a public meeting, isn't
It
it?
will be a public hearing, but first we have to hear from them if they have additional. So why don't we
Okay.
jump right into item number 4, Mr. Walsh, 201 Mountain Hotel Corporation.
We haven't done the findings of that. Okay.
Is it different from what we heard last week? Well, although we'd like to keep our no Republic around probably.
So Tom, you said,
I don't have a,
Tom, you said
I
presentation.
don't think we need it again. Oh, this is,
This is a public meeting, isn't
it
it?
will be a public hearing, but first we have to hear from them if they have additional.
Due to the Delta variant. And then if you wish to hold meetings only by remote participation, that you then need to, the chair or the board, collectively, you all should conclude that being physically present for the meetings is not practicable until further notice. So I can go back over that again once we get to that point in the meeting. Bye.
Okay. All right, the only thing when I read the first 2 pages, the remote participation policy, first thing I noticed is it says Town of Kennebunkport, and then it says pursuant to after the public hearing, the above named body. So is the above named body the Board of Selectmen? Is that what it means?
Well, in this case here, above named body, would be for the planning board.
So this is like a template.
Correct.
Oh.
That's right. We've got some template language here. That's what this looks
Okay,
like here.
so, yeah, so if we just add the word planning board up the top, that's potentially all that's necessary.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. since we have people out on the TV and some public here, shall I read the whole thing?
I think that's fine. Yep, to go ahead and read it in its entirety.
Okay, so then we can talk about if we have to tweak it. So, remote participation policy, Town of Kennebunkport Planning Board. Pursuant to 1 MRS paragraph 403B, and after public notice and hearing, the above-named body adopts the following policy to govern the participation via remote methods of members of the body and the public in public proceedings or meetings of the body. Next paragraph. Members of the body are expected to be physically present for meetings except when not practicable, such as a case of emergency or urgent issue that requires the body to meet via remote methods, or an illness or temporary absence of a member that causes significant difficulty. No, wait a second. Of the body. Shit. Sorry. So, traveling to the meeting location. The chair or presiding officer of the body, in consultation with other members, if appropriate and possible, will make a determination that remote methods of participation are necessary for timely manner or as possible under circumstances. A member who's unable to attend a meeting in person will notify the chair or presiding officer of the body as far in advance as possible. Remote methods of participation may include telephonic or video technology, allowing simultaneous reception of information, and may include other means necessary to accommodate disabled persons. Remote participation will not be by text-only means such as email, text messages, or chat functions. Public will be provided a meaningful opportunity to attend via remote methods when any member of the body participates via remote methods. If public input is allowed or required at the meeting, an effective means to communication between the body and the public will also be provided. Public will be provided an opportunity to attend the meeting in person unless there's an emergency urgent issue that requires the entire body to meet via remote methods. Notice of all meetings will be provided in accordance with 1 MRS paragraph 406 and any applicable charter, ordinance, policy, or bylaw. When the public may attend via remote methods, notice will include the means by which the public may access the remote meeting remotely, and will provide a method for disabled persons to request necessary accommodations to access the meeting. Notice will also identify the location where public may attend the meeting in person. The body will not restrict public attendance to remote methods except in a case of emergency or urgent issue that requires the body to meet using remote methods of attendance. The body will make all documents and materials to be considered by the body available electronically or otherwise to the public who attend regularly, to the same extent customarily available to the public who attend in person, provided no additional costs are incurred by the body. All votes taken during the meeting using remote methods will be by roll call vote so that they can be seen and heard using video technology or heard using audio technology only by other members of the body and the public. The member of the body who participates remotely will be considered present for purposes of quorum and voting. Policy will remain in force indefinitely unless amended or rescinded. So that's the policy. So, we have any discussion from us guys here?
I had a few thoughts on it.
Okay.
I just want to make sure that we understand it. And I read it several times. I think I didn't get it first, that it's trying to set the groundwork for an individual member of the board not being able to attend. This is not just for the current situation that we're worried about, where the board doesn't want to meet with the public in the room, but potentially in the future, somebody who's incapacitated in some form, who we want to be a member, a working member of the board, that they could do that remotely. So it covers both situations, and it says, once you have one member in that situation, then you have to allow the public the option of attending remotely. And if you have some of the board in person, then you have to allow the public to also attend in person. So you have to do both options.
That's correct, yes.
So this in person lays the groundwork for some situations we really hadn't talked about too much.
Don't necessarily have the technology for it.
That's correct.
Well, that's where I was going with this,
Right.
in particular, because then it goes on to say, that too much,
Don't
maybe a
necessarily have the
member,
technology for it.
or a member of the public, that's where I was disabled,
Right.
in particular, because we need to allow them to request necessary
necessarily have the
accommodations to
technology.
access, or a member of the public, and I'm concerned about that, in particular, because we need to allow the technology, them to request necessary, I don't want to commit to something that we don't, or a member of the public, and I'm concerned about they help us understand what's been going on, what the thinking's been there, because I know this wasn't done necessarily, I don't want to commit to something.
That's right, yeah, it certainly wasn't done, wasn't done arbitrarily.
Yeah.
And so it was done, it was done pursuant to legislation, it was, it was approved, by the legislature. And, so you're, and as I understand it, your interpretation is correct, and that it says that if you're going to allow it for, if you're gonna allow it for one and, so you also have to make the same allowances for the interpretation is correct, and that it says that if you're going to allow it for, if you're gonna allow it talk about whether that's practical, whether it's or not, we would actually find ourselves in that situation where we don't allow one member. We're gonna talk about whether that's practical, wouldn't go do our business as a board. Find ourselves in that situation in such a circumstance. So let's talk about here's a scenario where do our business as a board. So I would imagine a scenario where such we're unable to achieve. So let's talk about here's a scenario and the only possible way to achieve. So I would imagine a scenario where such we're unable to achieve. Let's talk about how here's another scenario remote and the only possible way to achieve. So at that point we would also have to allow the same technology and opportunity. How here's another scenario. So it is as at that point we'd also have to allow one thing is highly unlikely. Given the numbers that we have on the board, the alternates here, a scenario that I don't necessarily see one thing doing, but that's pursuant given given the numbers that we have on the board, the alternates, and I think what the legislation is really was meant to say is that that's pursuant given given the numbers that we have in unique circumstances, and I think what the legislation is really the expectation is that that's pursuant given given the numbers that we have in unique circumstances, and I think in order to provide full access to the public, these are the services we have to do. Now, I think where full access, ultimately where we then land though next week, and this is so the resolution, which is the next, and I think where so ultimately keep in mind you have this process first adoption of a policy, and then a resolution recognizing the pieces of ultimately keep in mind you have this process first adoption of a policy, and then a resolution, which is the last sentence there says unless there is an emergency or definition that requires the entire board to use adoption of that policy. So the resolution that occurs, there is an emergency on that second page is the resolution that recognizes so the resolution that the planning board recognizes the emergency or urgent issue. Second page is the resolution that recognizes so the resolution that planning board recognizing being physically present for the board members is not practical is the resolution that recognizes. So
Which is what brought this about.
That planning board brought it about.
But the law is
physically
written
present for the board members
caused us to address the bill issue. Let me reiterate my specific concerns about disabilities.
Brought it about.
But the law is the public may attend caused us to address the bill. We anticipate, let me reiterate my specific concerns, our reason for being here tonight is to take what you want to do. I'm in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th paragraph, second sentence. That's our reason for being here tonight is to take what you want to do. I'm in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th paragraph, second sentence. Notice the meaning. Our reason for being here tonight. I'm in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th necessary accommodations to access the meeting.
Sure.
And I'm in the 1, 2, 3,
Well,
necessary
right, so,
accommodations to access the meeting. What do we anticipate?
well, what you have essentially there is some ADA language, that lands in there. Well, right, so,
We have some.
well, what you have
I know.
essentially, so we have, so we have subtitles, we have audio, and we have, we have visual.
We have some.
I know.
Cover, so we have cover your, so we have subtitles, accessibility, audio, your accessibility issues there. With the inclusion of, and Zoom, so we have using the Zoom platform, qualifies accessibility, audio, meeting delays, with the accommodation. And Zoom, so we have using the Zoom platform, qualifies accessibility, meeting delays.
Except for a situation where a person wants to speak at a public meeting and they are disabled. Except we have subtitles and we have audio on to speak at a public they aren't able to communicate. Except we have subtitles and they're not visible. Audio on to. So how do we allow them access to speak and communicate? That's the only pitch I see, and they're not visible.
It doesn't promise
So how do we? It promises access.
every disability, but
No, but it promises access, and access means that they should be able to speak at a public hearing. It promises
every
access.
disability.
No, but it promises
Yeah, I mean,
access.
technology allows for
Access means that they
them
should be
to
able
speak.
to speak at a public hearing.
You know,
It promises access.
So that's,
No, but
that's something that's
promises.
covered. Yeah, I mean, technology
It
allows
doesn't
for,
allow them to write in to speak. It doesn't allow visual.
which is no different than any of our current means covered. Yeah, I mean, technology allows for,
That's where I was going. I was worried we were promising more than we're currently doing.
which is no different than any of our current means covered. Yeah, I mean, and my understanding is that we offer essentially the same level of access that we currently offer at our, which is no different than any of our current, other than, my understanding is that we offer essentially the same level of access that we currently offer at our, which is no different than any of our, other than, my understanding is that we offer essentially the same level of access that we currently offer.
For us to see them and
We haven't been seeing.
Other than, my understanding, in the public hearings, they have the same level of access.
they can
Wait a
choose
minute,
not
if
to,
Yeah,
they've got their camera turned on.
Right.
or dial in, if they have an
In the
iPhone.
public hearing.
If they've dialed in,
But that option is
wait a
there,
minute,
not,
if they've got their camera turned on.
or dial in, if they have an
In the
iPhone.
public hearing.
If they've dialed in,
But that option is there, not,
if they've got their camera turned on.
or dial in, if they have an iPhone.
Public hearing.
If they've dialed in,
Those are my concerns. That option is there, not,
if they've got their camera turned on.
thank you. Okay.
Public hearing.
If they've dialed in,
Those are my concerns. Tom, you were gonna say something
they've got
about
their camera turned on.
it's a typo in the first sentence of the proposed resolution on the next
No,
page.
we're doing the
Oh, we're doing the first one first. Tom, you were
first
gonna
thing
say
first.
something about
So,
typo in
do we have
the first
any,
sentence of the proposed resolution.
any other members of the board who wish
Oh,
to
we're doing the first one. Tom, you were
First thing
gonna say
first,
something about
policy. So,
In one
do we have
comment where
any,
it says,
any
the second
other
paragraph says members of the body are expected to be physically
first thing first, policy? So,
In one comment where it says quorum of members, the second paragraph says members of the body are expected to be physically
first thing first, policy. So,
In one comment where it says quorum of
I mean,
members.
your bylaws are still going to, are still going to be in effect that are gonna require a quorum to do business.
Okay, so you don't have to say there's quorum of
I mean,
members.
your
So then,
bylaws are
I
still
noticed
going
at the
to,
very end it
are
says the
still
policy
going to
is
be
gonna
in
remain
effect
in
that are
force
gonna
indefinitely
require
as
a
amended or
that's the
something.
other piece. We're not talking about the other piece yet.
Oh, sorry, okay, so we'll discuss
Your
that.
bylaws.
Okay, we'll get.
We'll get to the resolution.
So that's my
No,
last
this is
question
the-
on
this
this
is the
section.
He's at the last paragraph.
Oh, okay,
I'm at
I'm
the last
sorry.
paragraph, yeah.
Oh, you're at the resolution.
Well, okay, we'll get.
We'll get to the
So
resolution.
that's my last question on paragraph. Okay. Policy's gonna remain in force.
Oh, okay,
I'm at the
I'm
last
sorry.
paragraph, yeah.
Oh, you're at the resolution.
So, well, okay, we'll
That's
get.
this policy. We'll get to the
So
resolution.
that's my last question on paragraph.
It says whether we use this policy at any given time is something.
So, well, okay, we'll get.
This policy. What this is saying is at any time an emergency happens, whether we use this lambda variant comes in. It's, then we get a fresh resolution.
Okay, fresh resolution.
An emergency happens, whether we use this lambda variant comes in. The lambda variant, then we get a fresh resolution. It's already coming. An emergency happens, whether we use the lambda variant. They skipped gamma. The lambda variant, then we get a fresh resolution. It's already coming. Okay, so I guess they skipped gamma. If folks out here would have to comment, you're going to have to find a okay. So I guess they skipped gamma. If getting a mic out here would have to, then you can identify yourself. Comment, you're going to have to find a so I guess your name, getting a mic out here would have to, then you can identify yourself. Comment, you're going to have to find a so I guess your name, getting the mic out here would have to identify yourself. How much you're going to have to find.
First you have to tell us who you are.
Yes, your name, getting the mic out here would have to identify yourself. How much you're going to have to find.
First you have to tell us who you are.
Public input is allowed or required at the meeting. An effective means of communication between the body and the public will also be provided. The public will also be provided public input is allowed to attend the meeting in person unless there is an means of communication between the body and the public will also be provided using remote methods. The public will also be provided public input is allowed to attend the meeting in person unless there is a means of communication
all right.
between the body and the public will also be provided using remote
So
methods.
what it's saying there is if public input, is allowed or required in the meeting. So in other words, if you've got a public, let's say a public hearing. So what it's saying there, that, that's a scenario where public input is allowed at a meeting. If you've got a public, let's say effective means of communication between the body and the public will also be, that's a scenario where public scenario is actually allowed at a meeting. If have an effective means of communication between the body and the public. In the remote world, that's also having where public scenario based on what we've been doing, have an effective means of communication, have an effective means through the remote meeting process. So in the remote world, that's also having where that's deemed, that's deemed an effective means of communication between the remote, the body, which is the planning board, and the public. That's deemed. Then it says the public will also be provided an opportunity to attend the meeting in person, unless, and there's the key word, unless there is an emergency or urgent issue. The public will also requires the entire body to attend the meeting using remote methods. Unless, so that sentence there is going to be addressed in the resolution that requires the entire body of this using remote methods. So the first part of this meeting is adoption of the policy resolution, okay?
Yes.
And then the second part is addressing the first part of that piece of the policy that comes after the unless. Okay?
Yeah.
So then the second what happens after the unless is then addressing resolution. That piece of the policy that comes after the selectmen. And so discussing here what happens after the unless recognition of addressing resolution what the unless scenario that comes after the select. So that comes next. So discussing what happens after the unless recognition of
Okay, so if this policy is adopted, which apparently is going to be,
that comes next.
I think you said that you could have open meetings anytime, doesn't always have to go by this policy, is that correct?
So this is a
Adopted, which
supplement
apparently
to
is going
that.
to be.
This is a policy that
Open meetings
only
anytime,
addresses
doesn't always
dealing
have to
with
go by
remote
this policy,
participation.
is that correct?
So this doesn't supersede, it doesn't supersede the planning board's only policies and procedures that they have in their own bylaws or in in the land use. It doesn't supersede the planning board. This is just, all this deals with is the remote, they have the remote stuff, or.
So there could be public meetings
Supersede the plan.
regardless,
This
is that
is
correct?
just, all this
This is
deals
not
with is the remote,
always
they
going
have
to
the
be the
remote
policy.
stuff.
That's correct.
So there
That's
could be,
correct,
The
yes.
idea is the resolution is going to say, hey, guys, right now, we got to do it. And we got to go back to Zoom.
I understand, so there
That's
could be,
correct,
The
yes.
idea is the resolution is going to
Yeah, no,
say,
it's a
hey,
good
guys,
question because,
right now, we got to do
you know,
it.
it.
And we got to go back to Zoom.
Again, the two pieces are important, you
idea is the
know,
resolution
one
is
is,
going
you know,
to
one
say,
is the
hey, guys,
and there's the
right now, we
recognition
gotta
of
do
the
it.
situation.
And we got to go back to Zoom.
And so and that's the second part here, it's in the resolution, is recognizing that situation.
Hey, guys, right now, we got to do it. And we got to
When
go back
that
to Zoom.
situation and that's the second part here, and then, you know, the rest of this policy is, you know,
Hey, guys, right now, we got to do
you know,
it.
another,
And we got to
when
go
that
back to Zoom.
situation goes, and that gets there, and then, you know, the rest of this policy is, you know, describing the resolution, you know, another, when that situation goes, movement of the curve, and then, you know, the rest of this policy is, you know, describing outside of.
So we wouldn't change necessarily this first page though, it's the resolution, for operating under emergency conditions or not. So we wouldn't change, what we haven't said is, first, we haven't addressed though, why we haven't needed to operate under an emergency conditions or not. That's where the state of emergency which allowed, first, we haven't addressed law, us to have Zoom meetings, not meet the public, and that situation changed. That expired last year, the state of emergency.
Well, that, you know, so that state of emergency which granted, you know, which granted certain powers, you know, were, that expired. And then there was a 30 day, you know, so that state of emergency which granted, which granted, you know, call it a grace period, return period after that expired. And then there was 30 days, you know, so that state of emergency which granted, you know, call it a grace period, return period after that expired. Which is why we had 30 days, you know, so that state of emergency which granted, had expired, call it a grace period, return period after that expired. Which is why we had 30 days, you know, so that state of emergency had expired, call it a grace period, return period after that expired. Which, from what I understand, this is a, you know, this is a very similar action that's being taken by, you know, many months.
Yeah, I think everybody is still concerned, given the day-to-day number of cases
Very
of
similar
Delta variant
action.
coming, that we don't want to have 50 people in this room. You don't want to be one of them, I don't want to still concerned.
that's true.
I don't want my grandchild to be in contact with someone. I don't want to have 50 people in this room. You don't want to be one of them, I don't want to still concerned.
That's true.
I don't want my grandchild to be in contact. All right, so I don't want to have 50 people.
So, yeah, so I saw and heard and just made note of one amendment here, and that was just to
All
add
right, so
planning board after town of Kennebunkport. So, yeah, so I saw and
Right,
heard,
yeah.
yep, just made
I
note
actually
of
have a-
one amendment here. Oh, you've got a clean copy?
A clean copy, if
Planning
you wish.
board after.
It actually has the
So, yeah,
today's
so I
date.
saw and heard, yep, just made note of one amendment here. Oh, you've got a clean copy?
a clean copy, if
Planning
you wish.
board after.
It actually has the
So, yeah,
today's
so I
date.
saw.
Anyway, do you folks have any more questions?
Oh, you've
Think
got
of any right now, thank you.
Okay, if you wish.
Yep.
It actually has the, I guess, anyway, do you folks have any more questions? Entertain the motion
Any right
to
now, thank you.
accept this policy, we should sign a copy. It actually has the, I guess, anyway, do you folks have any more questions? Entertain the motion to accept this policy, we should sign a copy. Favor? So, I guess, anyway, the chair's in favor. So any more questions? Entertain the motion to accept this policy, we should sign a favor. So, I guess, anyway, the chair's in favor. So entertain the motion to accept this policy, we should sign a favor. So, I guess, anyway, the chair's in favor. So entertain the motion to accept this policy, we should sign a favor. So, I guess, anyway, the chair's in favor. So entertain the motion to accept this policy, we should sign a favor. I guess, Entertain the motion
Okay, so then the second part, of this would be, so you have the resolution. Okay, so then now that you've adopted the policy, so of this now the board, you should take some time. I have the resolution, just a reading of the resolution.
Okay, now one thing that Nina pointed out is
board, you should take some time. I have the resolution, just a reading of the
first sentence ends in the word body. One thing that Nina really doesn't want to end really is the public can attend remotely, not the public body. The first sentence ends on the word body. That's the only change. Really doesn't want to end. So I can read the whole thing. Really is the public
and
can
if you have,
attend.
I think.
I have a copy with the first
You have a
sentence
copy
ends on the
with
word body. That's the only change. I don't know if we have to sign the resolution also. Really is the public
I
can
think,
attend.
what.
I have a
I don't know
copy
that
with
you need to
the
sign the resolution, but I
That's
think,
the only change.
once
I don't know
you've
if we
read
have to sign the
there
resolution
should be
also.
discussion amongst the board. I think you have,
I have a
I don't know
copy
if you
with
need to
the
sign the resolution,
Yep.
but I think as long as that's reflected in what's
I don't know if we have to sign the resolution.
discussion amongst the
I'll
board.
express that I have a copy with
You need to
the
sign the resolution.
Yep.
But I think as long as that's reflected in what's
All right, so this is a resolution of the Kennebunkport Planning Board. A recently adopted amendment to the open meeting law permits public meetings to be held remotely, provided that the public can attend remotely. Planning board open meeting law permits public meetings to be held remotely, provided that the public can attend remotely. Planning board says it's nonsense. Permits public meetings to be held remotely, provided that the public can attend remotely. Planning board says it's nonsense.
Provided that the chair of the
Provided
planning board provides to take notice of the members if appropriate or possible. Provided that the chair participation are necessary. Planning board provides to take, I think what it's saying is appropriate or possible. Be held remotely, if the board decides that emergency conditions.
You're talking about, this is talking about an amendment to the
Remotely, if the board decides.
No, that's something we adopted, that's our remote meeting policy in the next.
If the board decides.
No, that's something we adopted, that's our remote meeting policy in the next.
Well, that's the amendment, that's the legislative amendment that allows for.
That's something we adopted, that's our remote meeting policy in the next.
Well, that's the state.
That's the problem, is that MRS paragraph 403B, something we adopted, that's our remote meeting policy in the next.
You're saying you know what it says.
That's the problem, is that MRS paragraph 403B, something we adopted. There you go. That's our remote meeting. It says what the first paragraph says.
You're saying you know what it says.
That's the problem, is that MRS paragraph 403B, something we adopted. There you go. That's our remote meeting. It says what the first paragraph says.
You're saying you know what it says.
That's the problem, is that MRS paragraph 403B, something we adopted. There you go. That's our remote meeting. It says what the first paragraph says.
That's what it says.
So what that, what that arguably should say, that the public body, and then there's, the language that's in the policy that could be, so what that, what that arguably should say, that provided that the public, the language that's the public body, so what is allowed, or has an effective means of communication, provided that the public, the language that's the public body,
Body, so the first word body.
or has an effective means of
Public.
You're saying
communication, provided that the public,
Tom said it pretty succinctly.
the public body,
Body, so the first word body.
or has an
Provided
effective
that the
means
public, you're saying the public also has the ability to attend remotely.
Body, so
Read your language.
I just changed the word body to can attend remotely.
Also has the ability to
Budget
attend
however we
remotely.
want. Body, so
Read your language.
I just changed the word body to can attend remotely.
Also has the ability to
Budget however
attend
we
remotely.
want. Body, so
Read your language.
I just changed the word body to can attend remotely.
Also has the ability.
Yes, that makes sense.
I just changed the
Could
word
you
body.
go on to
Can-
say
can-
that the planning board adopts the remote meeting policy dated August 11, 2021, which
I
covers
just changed the
meetings
word
held by
body.
the planning board. And
Planning
that,
board adopts the
that's the
remote meeting
detail policy dated August 11, 2021.
So if you say recently adopted amendment to the open meetings
Planning
law,
board
that's
adopts
that's
the
the
remote
detail.
meeting policy dated
Permits
August
public
11,
meetings to be held
2021.
remotely,
So
provided
say
that
recently
the
adopted
public
amendment
can
to the
attend
open
meetings.
planning
law,
board
that's
adopts
that's
the
the
remote
detail.
meeting. That's all you have to
Permits
say.
public
Because you
meetings
go
to
on
be
to
held
describe the
remotely,
policy. So
provided
say
that
recently
the
adopted
public
amendment to
can
the
attend
open
meetings.
planning board adopts. That's the detail.
Go ahead.
That's all you have to
Are we,
say.
are you making a change to what I have typed there, or?
No, no, what you have there and what you've crossed out is fine.
Go ahead. Are we, are
I'll
you
read it all
making a
again.
change to what I have typed there? or-
Resolution, Kennebunkport Planning Board. A recently adopted amendment to the open meetings law permits public meetings to be held remotely, provided that the public can attend remotely. A recent planning board adopts the remote meeting policy dated August 11, 2021, provided that covers meetings held by the planning board. A recent planning board adopts the remote meeting policy dated August 11, having substantial transmission, provided that covers meetings held by the planning board. As a result, among other things, increasing prevalence of the Delta variant virus, provided that covers meetings. As a result of this emergency or among other issues, the planning board finds that being physically present for board meetings at this time is not practicable, and therefore requires a return to holding public meetings by remote technology. Zoom links for these meetings will be provided on and therefore requires on the town website. Public meetings by remote technology. Zoom links for these meetings will be provided on and therefore requires on the town website. Public meetings by remote
Well, let's see, I mean, that,
Zoom links for these
no,
meetings will
okay.
be provided
The
on and
public
therefore
has
requires on the town website.
no additional
Public
questions.
meetings by remote
Well, let's see, I mean, you can make your motion. No, okay. The public
As amended. I'll second that.
You can make your motion.
Aye.
Okay, so it's adopted.
As amended. I'll second that.
You can make your motion.
Aye.
Does this,
Okay, so it's adopted.
As amended.
when's the first date that we
I'll second that.
talk about it?
Right, so, so now that you've adopted the policy and recognized, recognized the resolution.
I'll second that.
So our next, our next meeting, so now that you've adopted the policy and, well, technically, you all agreed to attend the growth planning committee. So our next our next meeting will be held, so now that you've adopted, be getting an agenda with a Zoom link. Well, technically, you all, and then your next meeting on 18th, our next, will be a remote meeting.
Do we need something
Well, technically,
in it relative
and then your next meeting,
relative
so
to
our
when
next,
when we cease to?
next meeting.
Because do we need something, cessation of this, I mean, substantial, relative to substantial transmission rate? Because do we need something, cessation of this, I mean, substantial, relative to substantial, so we don't have to go back immediately, cessation goes down to moderate or whatever.
I mean,
Relative to
I would,
substantial,
suggest that you follow
yeah,
suit with the board of
so we
selectmen.
don't have to go back immediately,
Have
goes
decided,
down to
which at this point, that hasn't been
whatever.
determined. I mean, in terms of what is, I would suggest
what
that you follow what's substantial versus
So we don't have to go back immediately,
have
goes
decided,
down
which
to.
at this point,
We're not using the CDC words there.
that hasn't been decided, what is substantial versus
So we don't have to go back
X, then it's decided, which at this point,
We're
and
not
I'll
using the
keep
CDC
certainly keep
words
the
there.
board, that hasn't been decided, what is substantial, any updates, X,
And obviously, if it's, we're not using go back, you'll have to get us to so vote.
And again, asking
And obviously, if it's, we're not using go back, you'll have to get us
we have to change this
so vote.
Correct.
And we can again ask you.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's gotta be noticed, however it's noticed, right? Officially.
And yes, but a week in advance as well.
That's the noticing requirement. It's gotta be noticed, however it's
Will
noticed.
this go on our website so that
And yes,
public
but
sees it?
a week in advance.
We can do that.
I think it would be a good
Yep, we
idea.
can. We can publish.
It's gotta be noticed, however it's
Will
noticed.
this go on our website so that
And yes, but a week in advance.
So actually, I logged on to the board
Yep, we can.
page,
We can publish.
It's gotta be
so you
noticed,
just have to
however it's
substitute the
noticed.
current versions for what's already on there now.
A week in advance.
So actually, I logged on to the board
Yep, we can.
page,
We can publish.
so you just have to substitute the current
And you have
version
the-
for what's already on there now.
Yes, so I do. I have the autograph.
So actually, I
I
logged
have
on
your
to
autograph
body
version
crossed out.
here.
page,
And
just
I
have to
have
substitute
your,
the current
And you
version
have
for
the-
what's already on there now.
yes, so I do. I have the autograph.
All right.
I have your autograph
Body
version
crossed out,
here.
motion, I guess.
And I have your,
And you have the, okay, in favor?
yes, so I do. I have the autograph.
All right, thank you. Body crossed out, motion, I guess. And you have the, okay, in favor?
Yes, so I do. I have the autograph.
All right, thank you. Body crossed out, motion, I guess. And you have the, okay, in favor?
Yes, so I do. I have the autograph.
All right, thank you. Body crossed out, motion, I guess. And you have the, okay, in favor?
Yes, so I do. I have the autograph.
All right, thank you. Body crossed out, motion, I guess.
Second.
Okay, in favor? And you have the,
Aye.
okay, in favor? Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you. Body crossed out, motion, I guess.
Second.
Okay, in favor? And you have the,
Aye.
okay, in favor? Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you. Body crossed out, motion, I guess.
Second.
Okay, in favor? And you have the,
Aye.
okay, in favor? Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you. Body crossed out, motion, I guess.
Second.
Okay, in favor? And you have the,
Aye.
okay, in favor? Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you. Body crossed out, motion, I guess.
Second.
Okay, in favor? And you have the,
Aye.
okay, in favor? Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you. Body crossed out, motion, I guess.
Second.
Okay, in favor? And you have the,
Aye.
okay, in favor? Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you. Body crossed out, motion, I guess.
Second.
Okay, in favor? And you have the,
Aye.
okay, in favor? Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you. Body crossed out, motion, I guess.
Second.
Okay, in favor? And you have the,
Aye.
okay, in favor? Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you. Body crossed out, motion, I guess.
Second.